Back with more Paper Perjury. Again, Red, thank you so much for the raid. I hope we had a really good stream. But now it's time to interrogate people. If I remember correctly, we are interrogating either the mechanic girl that accidentally was about to commit attempted murder. Oh, no, that's right. We're gonna check out the maid, see if we can get from her. Okay. Good afternoon, Chandra. How are you holding up? As well as I could, given everything. Did you find out anything? Unfortunately not. We don't have much to go off of right now. All we have is your claim, but without any proof, we've got nothing. We thought you could help us. Well, I'll help however I can. What do you want to know? I wanted to ask, why exactly did you decide to steal half the money from the safe? Must have had a reason. I thought I went over this before, but I guess I can explain it again. Oh, statement, here we go. Oh, Owen had me help him with the accounting work for the charity money. While I was going over the numbers, I learned that part of the money was missing. I dug further, and that's when I was able to find the name of BG Turtles LLC. So, the amount of money was supposed to be in the safe was not there. If we took half the money in the safe, it would make it obvious what the true amount was. Then the Eubanks would be exposed for the theft. That's pretty clever. So, how much money was supposed to be in the safe? Roughly 380,000 alms. That means the amount that was actually in the safe was 355,000 alms. Wait, that's it. Sophie, the police recorded the amount of money in the safe, right? They should have. I'll go check with Sue. We need to confirm the fund-raised amount as well. Do you know where I might find a record of that? Well, the Eubanks should have it. Right, I don't get them to cooperate with us willingly. Just don't think either the Eubanks would be happy if we showed up at the estate again. Well, we could always try their office in the city. I'm sure they'd have records there. Good idea. Let's give that a shot then. Thank you for your help, Chandra. Good luck. Ooh. Hate to keep bothering Chandra, but she's the only chance we have. Could the Eubanks really have stolen the money themselves? If so, then why? Maybe it's like Detective Hunt said, they do it because they can. But I can't shake the feeling that there's more to this story. Hey, Justy, I'm back. Sophie, what did you find out? You were right, there were about 355,000 alms recovered from the safe money. Aha! Now we just have to find the Eubanks records, and they'll have nothing to hide behind. You're all pumped up all of a sudden. It's just, I've seen what Chandra went through with her firing, and how much the orphanage means to Detective Hunt. I can't let all of that be in vain. It's up to us to solve the case now. That's a spirit. I like this side of you, Justy. Anyways, let's head out. We can take the police cruiser. Why would we ever do that when we have Zephyr? Hang on, I still haven't recovered from the last time we rode that. My head and stomach were spinning for the whole next day. Oh, come on, we'll get there so much faster. Just hold on to me, you'll be fine. But... Needless to say, I hugged the ground as soon as we arrived. Yeah, I do the same thing. I don't do good with that kind of stuff, man. Oh, excuse me. Wow. So this is Eubank Investments. It's just as cold and dreary as I expected. They could at least hang a painting or two. Excuse me, can I help you with something? Why does every person in the city sneak up on me? We're with the Azure City Police. I'm Detective Sophie Swift, and this is my assistant, Justina Smith. Police officers, huh? Well, Eubank Investment is always happy to cooperate with the police. What can I assist you with, officers? At this point, you might as well just hand me a badge. Well, we could start with you could start with your name. Oh, my apologies, how rude of me. My name is Lowell Ledger, Executive Assistant. Now, was there some reason for your visit? We're here to investigate the Claws charity. I'm aware that Eubank Investments handles the fundraising. Claws charity. I'm sorry, but you'll have to take that up in a matter with the president. President? Well, can we speak with him then? I'm afraid he's not here at the moment. He's a very busy man. Hang on a moment. We didn't come here just to be turned away. We suspect someone involved with the charity may have embezzled some of the money. All we need to do is verify the amount that was raised. Surely you can help us with that. That is, if you have nothing to hide. Embezzlement, huh? Yes, I believe I can help you with that. One moment, please. Well, I certainly got in the mood to cooperate. What do you make of all this, Sophie? Do you really think the Eubanks are hiding something? You saw Chandra's files. There's clearly something Mr. Eubank doesn't want us knowing about. As for why, I'm not sure. But right now, we should confirm that Chandra's info is correct. You're right. By the way, about the accident case. I don't have much to say on it. I'm just glad you and Red were able to solve it. I just thought you should know, your early investigation was invaluable to us. Without you, we wouldn't have been able to track down Doughboy. That was what led us back to Meg in the first place. I should have figured out all on my own. Red trained me himself. He vouched for me to take on that car crash case. And I failed him. I failed Bill, and I failed myself. But that's not true. You're a great detective. You could have arrested Fry as soon as you found him. I certainly would have. But you didn't. You even wrote why in the case file. I spoke with the primary suspect, Fry Noyle. He said he broke the brakes and his motives was to gain street cred. But when asked for details, he refused to explain how he broke the brakes. Given how in front he was about the motive and opportunity, not explaining the means is unusual. This led me to believe he is lying and is not our culprit. With no other evidence, I have no grounds to keep Fry Noyle as a suspect. Now tell me, were you honest when you wrote that? I mean, I was. Then you knew you did the right thing? Today, Bill told us, a lot of employers turn people down for a criminal record, no matter how small. You stop that, no matter what I think of him. He shouldn't be arrested for crimes he didn't commit. If you ask me, that makes you a great detective. You really mean it? I do! And we're going to prove it right now. We'll crack this embezzlement case and reveal the Eubanks' secrets. Ahem. Not again. How long has he been listening to us? Here is the file you so politely requested. Take a look. I assure you, all of our dealings are above board. We'll see about that. Let's see. It's a pretty boring financial document. Thankfully, I'm pretty good at reading those. Total amount fundraised. Ooh. They got $17 now. 380,017 homes. Well. Mr. Ledger, are you absolutely certain that this is the correct amount? I can attest to its accuracy. Is there some sort of problem with that amount? Yeah, sure. Mr. Ledger, is it true that Owen Eubank stored all the fundraised money himself? He did, yes. We counted the amount of money that was stored in that safe. There was about 25,000 alms missing from the total amount. Missing, you say? Well, I wouldn't know anything about that. Likely story. Thank you for your help, Mr. Ledger. So, now what? I think it's time to go have a chat with Mr. Eubank about this. The proof we have, it's sure to be a contentious confrontation. We'll head out when you're ready. Do you mind if we linger here for a second, Mr. Ledger? If you must. Oh, here we go. Wait, first... So much to investigate, okay. This must be the reception desk. There's a place back here for someone to sit, but the receptionist must be gone. Hey, look! There's a bowl of candy back here. I'm sure they won't mind if we swipe a couple pieces. Hey, you can't just run around taking things without asking first. You're a detective. You have to set a good example for everyone. What if this candy is an important clue? You never know. Oh, it doesn't even taste good. Free candy never does. You're no fun, Justy. There's a vase of pretty yellow flowers here. I think it's fair to say Mrs. Eubank put these up here. She really seems to like yellow flowers. I remember seeing similar ones at their estate. She said they represented optimism. How do flowers represent such abstract things like that? Like, who looks at a flower and decides what they represent? I think it's a bit more complicated than that. Hold on, I wonder if there's any cheesy lines attached to this. May our prophets bloom as beautifully as these. What kind of saying is that? I don't think I've ever seen this before. It must be the company's logo. Looks like a giant E in the shape of a skyrise. That's kind of clever. God, I hate corporate logos like these. They're always so plain and uninspired. It's meant to be inoffensive and easily remembered. I don't think a corporate logo needs to be much more than that. No, I think for logos, that one's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that one's bad, personally. We're in the heart of Azure City now. I don't think I've ever been around here before. Well, this whole area is the primary financial district. There's not much here except offices and corporate headquarters. Can't see much from down here, but higher floors have great views of the city. Hey, Lowell, do you think you can give us a tour of the upper offices? No. Well, it's worth a shot. There's a lot of comfy looking furniture in here. Well, they aren't as comfy as they look. Hey, I have an idea. Why don't we check the cushions? You never know what sort of clues we might find. All I found are some coins and a faded receipt. Oh, score! I've got an unopened piece of gum. I'll trade you for the coins. Deal! Vending machine in the other room. And there's enough here for a snack, yes! Heh, sucker! Yes! Got her ass. Alright. So, Mr. Ledger, what exactly do you do around here? As I said before, I'm the assistant to the president. I assist him in all of his roles. If there is something he doesn't want to do, he delegates it to me. Admittedly, often smaller administrative tasks. Sounds like you'd rather be doing more. Of course I would. My position wasn't easy to land, and I have no intention on stopping here. I'll continue climbing the ladder as far as I can go. Perhaps one day, I'll be the one running the show. You seem pretty ambitious. Ambition is the driving force of progress. If we just accept where we are in life, we'd never go further. I know that firsthand. My family was like that. Always settled in debt, never striving to get better. So I did something about it. I got my degree in business, and I did everything I could to get to where I am now. I don't think it's a fair assessment. A lot of people don't have access to those same opportunities. Yeah, my family was just happy being in debt, so personally, I just left them and said, fuck you. Nobody chooses to end up that way. It can be a very difficult thing to get out of, ambition or not. There is always a means to an end, if only you are brave enough to pursue it. Good things come to those who deserve it. Oh, okay. Said something earlier about a president? That would be Anton Chambers, my boss. He's quite the ruthless businessman. It's easy to tell how he got his position. He's never afraid of risks and never shies away from seizing opportunities when he sees them. In that way, I strive to do the same. Business is sink or swim. You either make it or you don't. Eventually, you have to realize that sometimes your success has to come at the cost of another's. You might think it's cruel, but that's just how the world is. Those who deserve success are those who don't shy away from reaching it. What an awful way to look at things. I think you can be successful without undermining others in the process. That sort of naivety won't cut it here. Eurobank Investments only hires those who are willing to do whatever it takes. This is the sort of people who fill in the business world, and thank God I didn't stay in management. What can you tell me about Eurobank Investments? We're one of the most successful real estate investment firms this side of the Azure Bay. Our company is behind a lot of the city's recent major developments, including the transformation of the Sunrise District. Recently, we've even begun expanding our plans eastward, past the Junao Mountains. Sounds the company's doing very well then. We've routinely broke our projected revenue, and that shows no sign of stopping. Business is good. Of course, that's dependent on the continued success of our development. There's been some recent trouble, but there's nothing we can't turn around. Recent trouble, huh? Sure, it's nothing, but I'll try to remember that for later. Interesting. To the estate we go. I think I'd be back here again. It almost feels just like yesterday. Toasty! Toasty, no! Ah! He's barreling towards us! Ha! Gotcha! Oh, hi there, Fee. Long time no see. Miss Justina, Miss Sophie. You're back. It's nice to see you again, Fee. How have you been? Well, Toasty and I really miss Oliver and Chandra. Father's making me clean my own room now. It's not fair. Talk about spoiled. And we don't get any more of Oliver's extra special curry. Don't worry, Fee. There's plenty of curries in the world for you to enjoy still. So, are you guys here for more hide and seek? Not this time. We're here to speak with your father. Is he around? Oh, he's in his office. I'll take you there. That'd be great. Thank you. All right, let's race. Wait. Now she's making a game out of it? Well, I better hurry there. Back in the lion's den once more. Father, the Knight's police officers want to talk to you again.
Thank you, Fee. Why don't you run off now and play?
Okay.
So, it's you again. Just how many times exactly are you going to invade my home before you're content?
Hopefully this is the last time. We need to talk to you about the Claws charity.
This nonsense again. What is it now?
I thought you should know. Chandra recovered from her injuries today.
I'm quite aware. We just had her dismissed from our employment.
She claims you've been embezzling money from the charity.
You.
Hey, don't get mad at us. Those were her words. Regardless, we wanted to ask you what you know about PG Turtles, LLC.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I've never heard of that in my life.
As if. We know you stole Chandra's documents on it. Why don't you just come clean already? We've already caught you.
I want you to consider your words very, very carefully, clerk. I can have you blacklisted from every job in Azure City and beyond.
Now you think you can threaten me? Whoa, no need for that. Let's all just calm down. We aren't accusing you of anything this time, Mr. Eubank. We just want to hear your side of things.
Are you really going to entertain the baseless words of that snake?
It would be irresponsible of us to not look into it. Besides, if there's something wrong with your statement, we won't bother you again.
Fine, but this is the last statement I'll give to you.
I got a feeling it's not true.
Every year, our company fundraises money for the Claws charity. After the money is collected and counted, it is stored here for safekeeping. We were making arrangements to transfer the money to the Claws orphanage when our little incident happened. Because of that, all the money we collect is either still there or in your possession.
So that's what he wants to claim, huh? If that's alright with you, we'd like to go over that with you in more detail. In the meantime, do you mind if we poke around a bit?
Don't overstay your welcome.
Say, I think... if I remember correctly, we did all of these? Because we were here before. The Fiesta Fantasy 6 soundtrack. That's funny. I think it was a different game that he was playing last time. What kind of music do you like? I've been listening to some of the classics lately, like the band White Keys and Black Stripes. You heard of that one hit? Have you heard of that one hit wonder? Take You Out by Gavrilo and the Black Hand? No, I haven't. Give it a listen. His other work is great. You should have taken off beyond one song. Everyone seems to have their own musical tastes. Maybe I should expand my own beyond indie rock and coffee house jazz. Okay. Yeah, I think we already did, like, pretty much that. Let's start with the other stuff. I heard Eubank Investments is the president. What can you tell me about them?
That would be my compatriot, Anton Chambers.
What does he do exactly?
As president, Anton handles all of the day-to-day management of the company and our business venture. Recently, he secured us numerous new property developments. In essence, he is the beating heart of the company.
Huh. So I guess you just sit around all day and collect a paycheck?
I assure you, my role involves a lot of work. As CEO, my responsibilities revolve around our company's future. With it, I carry the very soul of Eubank Investments.
Sounds to me like you're just the ideas guy.
I'd love to be that. I'm tired of this discussion. Drop it. I think I poked a nerve there.
You know anything about the car accident that happened at the Claus orphanage last month?
I heard about it, yes. Thank the gods that nobody was harmed. It's a real shame about that car, though. A classic like that deserves a better death.
It's not quite dead yet. Bill's having it repaired.
Is he now? That would cost him quite the penny. I can hardly imagine how he could afford such a thing.
Now that I think about it, how did Bill wind up with the money? Should ask him about that later.
Ooh.
Sounds like you and Bill are acquaintances.
We've met before, obviously. After all, my company has a lot of ties to the orphanage, but our relationship is strictly a professional one. I don't have any connections with him otherwise. On one of my trips to the orphanage, he happened to show me his car. A real beauty that one was.
So you don't know anything about that goes on in the orphanage?
I'm afraid not. Only our dealings at this stage involve the charity.
Doesn't sound like anything useful of him on this topic. Okay. Company fundraises money for the Claus charity. Can count as stored here for safekeeping. Make arrangements to transplant the Claus orphanage when a little incident happened. Because all the money is collected, it's either still here or in your possession. I think this is probably the most obvious thing. Oh, sorry, I have to... Mr. Eubank, I'm sorry to say, but that's a lie.
What are you talking about?
You already checked the numbers. There's around 25,000 alms missing from the charity money. Of course, you already knew that, didn't you?
Oh my. I don't know anything about that.
Tell us what you did with the money.
The money was accounted for perfectly. Your clumsy officers must have miscounted it.
Yeah, likely story. Fortunately for him, I have a good idea as to where the money went. I just have to show it to him. Actually, Mr. Eubank, I have a better explanation. Take a look at this. Okay, I don't particularly know what it was spent on. Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. Leads. Okay. Let's see. Bill's car? No, that's not it. Show something that explains where the stolen money went. I don't see a 1% option. Explains where the stolen money went. I don't know. It's been a hot minute since I played. Shit. It's not that. Where the stolen money went. At this point, I'm just like clicking anything that has something to do with money. What in the fuck? Something that explains where the stolen money went. I don't know what I have. You bought Mike's car. No. Rent payments. Brother, I don't know. Oh, wait, that just your statement? Okay, I mean, I don't really know if that would count, but sure. According to your former maid, Chandra, those 25,000 alms were transferred not to the orphanage, but somewhere else entirely. A shell company, BG Turtles LLC.
Oh my.
And would you look at that? The amount matches perfectly. You stole the money, didn't you? BG Turtles is your company, and you tried to hide the proof. Of all the places to steal from your own charity, you're stealing money from an orphanage.
Enough of this. I will not stand here while you make up slanders and lies about me. You want the truth, I'll tell you the truth. In your sloppy investigation, you overlook several things. First of all, I already stepped down from my position at the charity. All I do is store money. All of its decisions are made by my associate, Anton Chambers. The money was transferred before it even reached me. You can confirm that with Anton.
What? Okay. Why would you store the money then? I thought for sure he was the culprit. So you claim. Alright then, Mr. Eubank, we'll go confirm this with Mr. Chambers. But if his story doesn't match with what you told us, we will be back.
Do what you must. I have nothing to hide.
Where can we find Mr. Chambers?
He should be in his office right now at our headquarters. Here. Show this note to his assistant, Lowell. He'll take you to him.
Thanks. Alright, when you're ready, we'll head there, Justy.
Okay. Now you two are back again. What do you want now?
Hello, Lowell. Thanks again for that information you gave us earlier.
Is that all?
Actually, we're here for something else now. We need to talk to Anton Chambers.
Really now?
And what business do you have with him? Does it matter? We need to talk to him.
Well, as I told you before, he's busy.
Still? This is important.
Yes, I'm sure it is. Unfortunately, his business is more important.
So you just sit tight until he's done. If you don't like that, then I'd be happy to book an appointment. The nerve of this guy. Hey Sophie, can't we force him to let us talk with Anton? Unfortunately not. It's better we just wait here a bit. There's gotta be a way to get him quicker. Can show him what Owen gave us. We had a talk with Mr. Eubank.
And?
I think you should take a look at this card.
Mr. Chambers' office is on the 6th floor, if you'll follow me.
I thought you said he was too busy.
Well,
Now let's just go along with it, Justin. This is our chance.
right, yeah.
Still can't shake that feeling. Is Anton our culprit? Or does this conspiracy run deeper?
There's only one way to find out, and it lies beyond the office door.
Deep breath, Justina. Ooh.
I have the frying pan into the fire. Mr. Chambers, 2 detectives are here to speak with you.
And now that I've been upgraded to detective.
I'm busy right now, Lowell. That can wait. Unfortunately, sir, it's rather urgent. Take a look at this. Thank you, Lowell. You may go. Yes, sir. So, you're the officers who have been causing so much trouble recently.
Now, that's Detective Hunt. He can't keep his head out of anything. We just want to help an orphanage.
And why are you here to bother me, exactly?
We're investigating the Claws charity.
Investigating? What possible reason could you have to investigate us? We're but a humble charity.
One of Mr. Eubanks' former staff claims that some of the charity's money is being embezzled.
And you have some proof for this, I presume?
We have enough to suspect some foul play. Do you mind if we ask you some questions, Mr. Chambers?
Yeah, if you must.
First, let's look around. Here's some imposing bookshelves. Let's see. There's a bunch of boring business books and Solar Wars, Rise of the Space Bears?
Yeah, that's a sci-fi classic right there. It's a thrilling tale about a small farm boy who goes on epic galactic quests and finds the unlikeliest of allies.
I think I've heard of this before, but I thought it was a movie.
Indeed, this is the novelization of it.
Yeah, the novelization of the movie, yes!
I'm a huge fan of all this entire Star Wars franchise, movies, books, and all.
Dude, I used to, back in middle school, or probably even earlier, I would read the novelization of the Star Wars movies. Man, those novels were not good. Every so often, they would have like a picture, right, to kind of show you like the scene that's going on, but it's just a screenshot from the movie. Like, it's talking, like one of them was talking about Anakin and Padme's love, and then it's just a picture of them in the movie like holding each other. Why? Why does there need to be a novelization? It was really funny. Also, not a great book.
Some people think they are a bit cheesy, but the world itself is very exciting and nuanced.
Let's see. It's a very fancy looking chair. Is this real leather? This thing must have cost a fortune.
I spent a lot of time in this office. It's only right that I have the best chair that money can buy. Trade is only as strong as its weakest link. If I have a subpar chair, it would be uncomfortable to sit here. That inevitably leads to subpar work, and I don't tolerate subpar work.
I think you could get a decent chair for a lot less.
You can't put a price on quality. This chair will last a generation. My successor will be able to sit in this very same chair.
I guess I didn't think of it that way. Oh, so does he have a gun? Is he gonna pull it on us? Hey, look, a chalkboard. I don't like this chalkboard. Why not? It's covered with numbers. It makes me feel like I'm in a math class again. Oh, come on, math class wasn't that bad. I think it's overhated. Don't get me wrong, I mean, I like the logic problems we'd sometimes get. Staring at a bunch of numbers just makes my head hurt. I always preferred art class. Yeah, something wrong? Art class, I never got along. I always wanted to get it done quickly, so I botched just about every project I did. One time I thought I made the cutest little clay pot, but when I was fired, it completely fell apart. Or when it was fired, it completely fell apart. I think your approach might have been a bit flawed. Okay. Another little school story. In middle school, we had an art class, and I had one art teacher. We only had one art teacher at a time, but like one year, the one guy like went to like a different school, but like one year we got a new teacher, a female art teacher, right? And at one point she told me that I should be glad that most of this class is based on completion, because otherwise I would get an F. She basically told me, you're lucky that I just have to grade you on like doing the work, or else, because your art fucking sucks, is what she basically told me. I did not like her, clearly, and I felt very unmotivated to do art in there again. So yeah, I don't do like art other than writing nowadays. Maybe that's why. Maybe it put something in my brain. Wow, got quite a view of the city from up here.
Well, it's the best view of the financial district you can get here. Nothing brings me joy like the powerful imagery of skyscrapers dotting the horizon. A testament to humanity's power and determination.
Walking on the street, I always saw these buildings imposing over me. But up here, it feels like I'm on top of the world. If you like the views of the city, I have a secret spot I like to go to. I need to clear my head. Maybe I can take you up there sometime. I would love that. Oh, it's a date. Let's go. So, you're the president of Eubank Investments?
Right, I am. The company would be nothing without me. Not to discount Owen's work, of course. But if that man got his way, the company wouldn't be half the strong as it is now.
Sounds like you two have some disagreements.
Well, business is cutthroat. You either sink or you swim. Without direct, aggressive action, you'll fall short of the competition. Owen doesn't understand that. However much of a skilled negotiator he may be, not every problem is solved with a bargaining table.
Maybe it's just me, but everything this guy says feels a bit ominous. So, you're the head of the Claus charity. Why do you run it and not Owen?
Owen found himself with too much on his plate. I, however, don't mind the extra workload. I took control of the charity several months ago. Owen, of course, retains a ceremonial role in the organization. He stores the fundraised money himself. But anything that happens to the funds themselves falls under my purview.
So what Owen told us is true. However, that just means Anton here is the one truly responsible. Maybe I should have a chat with him about the missing money. What can you tell me about the Claus orphanage?
We helped set it up when the charity benefits. Well, I think the cause is noble enough. I think Bill is a bit misguided.
Misguided.
Cheap motel like that is no place for children. I think it's about time Bill looked for a more suitable location. But all of the property in the city he could choose, he stubbornly sticks to this one.
Hey, it's not that bad. Plus, Bill's got his reasons for it. Besides, what else would the motel be useful for?
The motel isn't what matters, it's the land it sits on. It's situated on a property gold mine. That land can be put to much better use. That whole area ought to be transformed into a new luxury townhouses and condos. A plethora of the city's finest would love nothing more than to settle their families right next to Whitehall.
And what about the kids at the orphanage? Don't they deserve to go to Whitehall too?
How simple-minded of you. I wouldn't expect you to understand.
What's that supposed to mean? Alright, asshole. Let's talk about the missing money. Mr. Chambers, we wanted to know. Have you been embezzling money from the Claus charity?
Coming out swinging, are we? What a preposterous accusation.
25,000 alms are missing from the charity money. If you're the one who runs the charity, then I imagine you'd have some knowledge of this.
Word of advice. Never shoot unless you know what your target is. Yeah, I know what happened to the money. I had it transferred to another company.
What was the name of it?
BG Turtles.
So you admit to taking the money?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I never said I took it. Bill Claus asked me to transfer it.
But why? What are you talking about? Just wait a second. Bill asked you to?
Surprise, I thought you would have figured that out already.
Hang on, why would Bill ask you to transfer money there?
It's not my business to know. He said something about needing it to pay off some expenses. Now, I shouldn't have to tell you this, but if both the charity and the orphanage sign off on it, it's perfectly legal.
So long as the money is used to pay the orphanage's expenses, of course.
As far as I'm concerned, once the money is transferred, it's Bill's responsibility.
That may be the case, but do you happen to know who owns the company?
You sure you want the answer to that? You may not like what you find out. But I'll tell you, if only to stop this little charade. Bill Claus owns BG Turtles, LLC.
What?
I must say, I didn't know about it myself. My assistant Lowell did some digging. That's how I found out. Sounds to me like you don't know old Bill as much as you thought you did.
Hi, Gary. What exactly, Gary?
Now, let's make something very clear to you two. All of our dealings here are nothing but above board. We have nothing to hide. So, if you want to go around accusing anyone of embezzlement, it sounds to me like you should be talking to Bill about it, not me.
Well, he never told us anything about this. That can't be right. Surely he had a good reason. Sophie, what do we do now? I don't know. I wasn't expecting that at all. Red isn't gonna like this. Let's head back to the station. We can regroup there. When you're ready, let's go. Right. Ooh. That's a big yikes moment. There's no way what he said is true. Gods, I hate this. I'm with you there. Our work is never easy. So, what's next for our detective in training? I'm just a humble clerk. But, hate to say it, everything is pointing to Bill as the one behind the embezzlement. We should head back to the orphanage. Oh, God, what was her voice? Oh, good, you're back. I finished taking Meg's statement. How'd it go? She cooperated perfectly. Now it's up to the chief what happens next. He wasn't very happy with the case being reopened without his permission. But I explained the situation to him. He's willing to make an exception in this case. The three of you really need to be more careful. I can't keep covering for you like this. I'm sorry. Meg, I wish you had told me the truth from the start. Hey, Sue. I'll make it up to you. Let me handle the paperwork for this case. Oh, honey. That's not an old smoker. Old smoker is... Oh, honey. Oh, honey. That's old smoker. That's like a Fran Find the Nanny voice. Mr. Sheffield. You know what I'm talking about? Well, that's the first time you've ever volunteered for paperwork. Given that my clerk is off playing detective, it's all yours. Great, let me see the file. I'm going to be buried in a pile of paperwork when this is over, aren't I? Something about this is still bothering me. Sue, I'll finish this paperwork later. I want to go look at the car again. I swear, you detectives never make my life easy. Just get it done by the end of the day.
Suzuki99 says Ohune.
Ohune. Thanks, Sue. Come on, Meg. I'll take you back on Zephyr. I got a motorcycle helmet with your name on it. Heck yeah, I've never ridden a motorcycle before. But don't worry about me. I've already got my own. I pray to the gods you can handle Zephyr better than me. Also, that's not a bike helmet, lady. I'll take Sophie to the garage so I can show her the car. I wish you luck. It's for me to find Detective Hunt.
Oh, and then I punch him right in the face.
Oh, you were always good at that. Detective? Who did you punch?
I can explain.
Do I even ask? Yeah, I want to.
Carry_Suzuki99 says, oh my god, he's British.
British? Oh, British. Alright, explain that.
I was talking about punching someone in a fighting game. Started right before you came in. Remember after the closing night of the musical we did in high school? We went to the arcade for the after party, and you beat me in front of the rest of the cast.
That doesn't count. You were worn out from all the singing and dancing. You're normally too good at fighting games. Hang on, you did theater?
We both did. Bill was our top singer, and I could win any dance battle thrown my way. I just can't see as
I can't see as anything less than a detective. I'm getting carried away. I need to talk to you outside, sir.
Oh, sure. I'll be right back, Bill. Duty calls. Is there something wrong, Mr. Assistant?
It's about BG Turtles. You're not gonna like it. Sophie and I went investigating the charity, and, well, according to them, Bill had the money sent to BG Turtles, which he owns. If that's true, then
Bill is our culprit. You know I don't trust the Eubanks, right?
I do.
And you think they're telling the truth?
As much as I hate to admit it, I think so. There's nobody else it could be.
Then, let me take care of this.
Is everything alright, Ernest?
Listen, Bill. We didn't really come here because of the accident. We're investigating claims of embezzlement surrounding the orphanage. Does the name BG Turtles mean anything to you?
What about it?
You might explain your relationship with it.
I have nothing to say.
You know I can't just accept that. Answer the question, Bill. Don't make this any harder than it has to be.
And if I don't?
Then we'll have to discuss this further at the station. Miss Assistant, bring the car around. I have a few things to say in private.
I don't think...
Please, Justina.
Yes, sir. You're still here? Oh, you're still here. Let's move in the car. And what's with the look on your face? Maybe some magic can cheer it up. We have to bring Bill in for questioning. We believe he's involved in the embezzlement. What? Well, I can't say I'm surprised. What do you mean? I mean, I'm not surprised how quickly you changed your approach. She is basically Trucy. First you go after my husband, and now Bill? I never said your husband was guilty. He was just a suspect. My husband has always been innocent. You're grasping at whatever straws you can.
Unfortunately, we don't have time to discuss all of it. We need to go.
It's true. Bill, what happened? Sorry, but I'm not speaking to anyone without a lawyer.
Oh, it's gonna be her.
Oh, that's quite alright, Bill. I'll take your case if you'll let me. You think I'm innocent? We worked together for years. You always put the children before anything else. I'm sure there's all a big misunderstanding. In that case, I accept. I'll be headed to the station then. Don't forget about me. I'm coming too. What for? Bill's my friend. I know he'd never do such a thing. I'm not gonna let you arrest him without giving me a chance to give my statement.
In that case, you can join us in the interrogation room. I'd like to ask you a few questions anyways.
This could be a long day.
Okay. Okay, hold on. Once again, I was headed to the interrogation room to finish this case once and for all. Detective Hunt didn't say anything to me the whole ride back. I'm worried about him. I don't know if he can lead an interrogation like this. Only one way to find out. End of case 3, part 1. Well, here we go. I mean, so I'm going to be in an interrogation room with, me, Ernest Hunt, okay, Bill, Annie, and their lawyer, Mrs. Eubank. Jesus Christ, guys. We got a whole party in there. It takes a fucking village, clearly. That's a party, all right.